The end of Grower Garden is near. From the game getting banned in other countries, to bots ruining the game, and even fans threatening Jandal's life. Those are just 3 of the 5 problems that could end Grower Garden, with the 5th and final problem being the worst one that could ruin the game forever. But starting with the first problem, the game getting banned in other countries. Last year, Australia banned pay-to-win items from Roblox games, specifically banning loot boxes for users who are under 15 years old. And Grower Garden is one of those games. Grower Garden has a couple of loot boxes where people literally have to repeat buy them in order to get the item that they want. And that's not a good thing at all, because it literally encourages players to gamble on Roblox. And here's an article that explains the exact same thing. Literally just child gambling. What kids say about Roblox, loot boxes, and money in online games. Now, an employee from Roblox actually responded to this article, and what they had to say was shocking. But before I reveal what they had to say, let's go over the article and find out what it has to say. Roblox is one of the world's most popular online platforms for children, offering a variety of experiences, including games and virtual spaces. Most of the experiences are free, but offer upgrades, bonuses, and random items in exchange for cash. And what do kids make of it? In new research, we interviewed 22 children aged 7 to 14 and their parents. Some 18 of the 22 kids played Roblox. In the interviews, we gave children a $20 debit card to spend however they wanted, to help us understand children's decision making around spending. While 4 of them purchased non-digital items with their credit card, 12 of them made purchases on Roblox. We found that they greatly value their Roblox purchases, but complain of scary and complex transactions, describe random reward systems as child gambling, and talk of scams and cash grabs, with the platform's inflexible refund policy providing little recourse. Loot boxes were banned for users under 15 in Australia in 2024, but we found that many of Roblox's most popular games still have random reward mechanisms for sale to people who are under 15. Now, a Roblox employee actually responded to this article, and here's what they had to say. As a user-generated content platform, we provide our developer community with tools, information, and guidelines that apply to aspects of gameplay within their games and experiences, including the recent classification update relating to paid random items. We take action on reports of developers not following guidelines or not using our tools properly to meet local compliance requirements. And Grow a Garden could actually be one of those games that they end up taking action on, and here's why. For example, if you wanted the sunflower from the exotic flower seed pack, you have a 0.5% chance of actually getting it. And if we end up calculating that, your chances of getting the sunflower is a 1 in 200. So if you wanted to buy 10 packs and hopefully get the sunflower out of that, that means that you would have to spend 340,000 Robux just for a chance to get the sunflower. That is literally $3,000 in real life money. And that's part of the reason why Australia banned loot boxes like this from Roblox games. Random reward mechanisms are confusing for children who may not have a strong understanding of stats or risk. This caused conflict in the families that we spoke to, when children were disappointed or upset by not receiving a good reward. And when those kids buy 10 packs of the exotic flower seed pack and get sad that they don't get the sunflower, it urges them to keep on buying it until they do, which is literally gambling. which is why Australia banned loot boxes like this from Roblox games. So if you live in Australia right now and you want to buy these packs, you literally can't. And I don't think it's going to end at them just banning loot boxes. Pretty soon, they are literally going to start banning games as a whole. And if Australia has the power to ban loot boxes from every Roblox game that has them, they could have the power to ban entire games as a whole, and Grow a Garden might be one of them. So if the developers of Grow a Garden wants to prevent that, they need to remove these loot boxes, because if they don't, other countries like Australia are going to start cracking down on them, and they might be able to get the game banned as a whole. Now that's it for problem number 1, but before I move on to problem 2, be sure to keep watching for the 5th and final problem, because if the developers don't fix it, it could ruin the game forever. But moving on to problem number 2, the bot problem. As you can see from this screenshot, there's so many bots who are infiltrating Grow a Garden servers. And here's another screenshot that shows off how many bots are in the servers, and as you can see, the servers that are full of bacon hairs are all bots. And in this screenshot, the servers that are filled with default characters are all bots. Now something bad can actually happen to Grow a Garden if they do not fix this problem. But before I reveal what could happen, Grow a Garden servers being botted actually ruins the game's reputation. Because of these botted servers, there are literally so many people who hate on the game because of it. And Grow a Garden isn't even the only Roblox game that has this problem. Here's Pets Go. Now if we scroll down to the server list, there are literally 1, 2, 3 botted servers literally on the first page alone. And now here's Bubblegum Simulator Infinity. And if we scroll down to the server list, it gets even worse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 botted servers just on the first page alone. And this is a huge problem that Roblox is facing right now. There are so many people who are making bot farms on Roblox to exploit and hack in games instead of grinding them out like normal players. And it gets even worse. Huge bot problem. In Creekcraft's latest video, he showed stats from a program that tracks down how many bots are in a server, and 30% of all players were bots. And as you can see from this screenshot, this is Bloxfruits, and it says over here the percentage of bot accounts are 30.31%, and the amount of real people that are playing is 800,000, which is 70%. So for Bloxfruits, Grow a Garden, Pets Go, and Bubblegum Simulator, 30% of the player base are all bots. Now if you guys didn't know, using bots on Roblox is against the terms of service, and there's so many bots on Grow a Garden. And if Roblox doesn't fix this bot problem, games like Grow a Garden are literally having their reputations ruined because of these bots. But that's it for problem number 2. Now let's move on to problem number 3. People hating on the game. Grow a Garden gets so much hate for literally no reason at all. And here's a couple of posts that prove my point. Not sure if this is a hot take or not, but Grow a Garden is kind of mid and doesn't deserve that many players. I understand that people like it, but 5 million concurrent players? Absolutely undeserved. The gameplay is just buy, wait, sell, and that gets repetitive and boring so fast. Grow a Garden does not deserve its high CCU at all, as it only motivates slop game design. My friends keep asking me to play Grow a Garden, but it's genuinely one of the most boring Roblox games I've ever touched. Now the reason why people are hating on Grow a Garden is because of one thing: the popularity of the game. When Roblox games get popular, there's a huge amount of people that start hating on it for no reason. For example, back when Dead Rails was popular, there were so many people hating on it for no reason. What's up with Dead Rails? For some reason, Dead Rails is getting a lot of players and I don't understand the hype. The graphics are mediocre at best, and the map is boring to look at. And the same thing that people said about Dead Rails are the same things that people are saying about Grow a Garden. And that's not even the worst thing, because it gets even worse. There are people on TikTok making videos about how much they hate Grow a Garden, and I'm about to show a couple of clips, but be sure to stick around for the last clip. It has to be the most craziest TikTok clip I've ever seen, and what they had to say about Grow a Garden will shock you.
You are under spells, people. You're under spell. I ain't under no spell. You are. Hey, fuck you, man.
So I know y'all have all seen that new game Grow a Garden, and I can confidently say after playing it, this is the worst game on Roblox right now. How in the f does this game have 1.8 million players? This game is actually the embodiment of unemployment. All you do is wait for to grow. Not an ounce of skill or strategy to this game. It's quite literally just AFK simulator. It's almost as bad as Soul's RNG. And before you riders slide into my comments saying I haven't even played it, I have, and I had $700 million, and it was still. All you do is plant, wait for the shop, and repeat. I don't actually see how people find this shit fun at all. And I'm not joking when I say this Blox Fruits is better than this shit. So if you play this game, go get a job, go outside, and go get some hazinis.
Why are boring games always so popular? Like, what the f*** grow a garden? What is the f*** point to grow some plants and sell them? Every single day I see on my For You page new grow a garden money hacks. Like, go to the job center and grip some real money in real life, you fat, nasty, greedy, smelly, flea-infested whale. Like, what the are you even planting your eggs? Last time I checked, Grow a Garden had 5 billion visits. How the has half the population visited the boring game? These chronically online nasty no-life freaks need to get a hobby, because what the is this?
But with that being said, people just hate on any Roblox game that blows up. And if Grow a Garden wasn't popular, then no one would be hating on it. But that's it for problem number 3. But before I move on to problem number 4, be sure to stick around for the 5th and final problem. This problem is literally one of the worst problems that Grow a Garden has. And if they do not fix it, it will ruin the game forever. But moving on to problem number 4, Jandal being threatened. There's literally people who are threatening Jandal's life for no reason. And later, I'm gonna be showing a TikTok clip where someone says the craziest thing about Jandal. So be sure to stick around, because what they had to say about Jandal will shock you. But there's a lot of people on Twitter who hate on Jandal for no reason at all. Here's a screenshot of one of Jandal's tweets, and here's one of the replies. But that's not even the worst one, because it gets even worse. Blank Grow a Garden, hope Jandal perishes, let's just say. Dinner with Jandal or 500k? And this person says 500k because I hate Jandal with all my guts. And that's not even the worst part, because it gets even crazier. Someone on Discord literally started a petition to end Jandal's life, and 9 people signed up for it. Now, people are literally taking this so far. I do not know why people are hating on Jandal this badly. I have no idea what he did, but people should not be doing this at all. But that's not even the worst part, because here's a TikTok clip where someone says the most insane thing about Jandal.
Jandal, fix your game. Fix your game. Fix your game. I have a candy blossom tree. I had like 5 humongous, huge candy blossom trees. I placed a master sprinkler, all the sprinklers, I placed them under there to make them huge. They were chocolate covered, shocked. Like all of the mutations, they had all of them. I was waiting for a blood moon to get them to be bloodlit, right? They were celestial too. A group of 3 people just walked up to my garden, stole all of them. So all of them. They didn't stop there though. They also took my soul fruit, which is also golden chocolate card, like just all the good stuff, right? And they also stole my lotus, which was cute. Thanks, your game. Like, I've never been so mad. Like, all of them were favorited. And Jandel, if you see this, I have the names of the people, so.
A lot of people forget that developers of Roblox games are also human and they also make mistakes. But people should not be making threats against him because of those mistakes. Now that's it for problem number 4. Now let's move on to the 5th and final problem, Do Big buying the game. Now back in May, Grow a Garden was sold to Do Big Studios. Now if you don't know what Do Big is a company that acquires Roblox games. But here's the problem. The games that Do Big purchases always end up dying after they purchase them. And here's a screenshot that shows exactly what I'm talking about. This is a graph of every game that Do Big has bought. And as you can see, there's always a giant peak, but then there's always a massive downslide. And I'm assuming that on the downslide is when Do Big bought the games. As you can see from the Blade Ball graph, it was huge with over 400,000 players, but after Do Big bought them, the game just ended up dying. And the same thing with a Dusty Trip. 100,000 players at their peak, but then after Do Big bought them, a massive downslide happened. And same thing with Fish. Over 400,000 players at their peak, but then after Do Big bought the game ended up dying. Now there's a pattern with all the games on this screenshot. After Do Big bought them out, they all ended up dying. And now that Do Big bought Grow a Garden, I'm pretty sure the same thing is going to happen. But you might be wondering, how does Do Big ruin games like that? Well, here's how. Take this game Fish for example. 6 months ago, this was literally one of the biggest games on Roblox. It had over 800,000 players at its peak, and the reason why so many people loved the game was because there were no pay-to-win items. You literally had to grind for everything you wanted. But ever since Do Big bought the game, there's bundles for 800 Robux. You literally have to pay Robux to boost the server's luck. You have to buy bobbers that cost Robux when literally 6 months ago you had to grind for them. And that's literally how Do Big ruins every game that they buy. They take a game that so many people love and they end up adding a bunch of Robux items that no one asked for. And if Do Big does the exact same thing with Grow a Garden, the game could end up meeting the same fate as Fish, a game that peaked out almost 1 million players that now struggles to get 50,000. The developers have made a big mistake selling their game to Do Big, and if they don't find a way to stop them from making these horrible changes to their game, Grow a Garden might end up the same way that Fish did.